Hey everybody, Jedi72 here with my second video today. In this video, I will be touching on points from last night's episode of WWE's Monday Night Raw. Just hitting on a couple of the main points as we head into WWE's SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer. Starting out with the first point of last night's episode, General Manager Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon's little stooge, Constable Corbin, standing in the ring rehashing on the events of last week at the end with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. The thing I didn't really care for was the fact that Brock Lesnar, thinking he's a big shot when the man can't even show up for work, knowing that, he's the Universal Champion. He should be there on a weekly basis. But, he doesn't care what the fans think or anything. So, but anyway, to get back on topic, Brock Lesnar savagely attacking Kurt Angle and hitting him with the F5, leaving him laying in the ring, and then turning on Paul Heyman and basically choking the man out. A very touchy situation between Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, knowing that they have been together for many, many years. And it's really got to be hurting Paul Heyman. Someone doing that to him that he thought was his friend. I know I would be really, really upset if that happened to me, if one of my friends ever did that. But anyway, go on to the second point. As Kurt Angle was continuing on what he was trying to say, Roman Reigns comes out and goes to the ring and basically calls out Constable Corbin and basically calling him a little bitch because when Brock Lesnar stepped up to Corbin last week, Corbin just, backed up, stepped out of the ring. Probably smart on his part, because what would Corbin do against someone like Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar is a beast. There's no doubt about that. He would have ripped Corbin's arm off and beat him to death with it. So, anyway, Baron Corbin doing what he always does, putting Kurt Angle down, saying, you don't really do anything around here. You just make the matches. And then Kurt Angle put Corbin in his place and says, okay, I just make the matches. You're right. I see a match right here. How about we get Constable Corbin versus Roman Reigns? And boy, did Corbin really lose it. I know I really enjoyed it, watching Roman Reigns just pretty much hand a pretty good beating to Baron Corbin. And as the match went on, Corbin decided that he had had enough, tried to leave, and then out comes the Demon King, Finn Balor. And knowing it would get Roman Reigns disqualified, didn't do anything to him, just kind of walked towards the ring, backing Baron Corbin up. Roman Reigns hits the Superman punch, spear, match is over, handing things over to Finn Balor. And Finn Balor, doing what he does best, hits the coup de grace and leaving Corbin just laying there, and walks away. And that was pretty satisfying, just seeing Baron Corbin just laying there on the ring, wondering what the heck just happened. Going on to my third point of last night's episode, let's talk a little bit Dolph Ziggler here. Never really been much of a fan of Dolph Ziggler, but the one thing that you can't deny, Dolph Ziggler has a lot of ring talent. He's been a very talented superstar throughout his career. But the thing that I don't really like is the way that the WWE is running his character right now. Because a man of his attributes, a man of his talent, doesn't need anyone in his corner to help him out. Because you can't deny when Dolph Ziggler won his, I think it was probably his 6th reign as Intercontinental Champion, beating Seth Rollins a number of weeks ago. You can't deny the fact that it was Drew McIntyre that won that match for Dolph Ziggler. But, you know, Seth Rollins, not the man to make any excuses. But we as fans, we see what's going on. And I don't like it. Especially knowing that, you know, the type of superstar that Dolph Ziggler is. And then you go into last month's pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. Dolph Ziggler defending the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins in a rematch in an Iron Man match. And again, match very, very even. Drew McIntyre innocently watching from the from ringside. And then what happens? He jumps in, gets involved. Yeah, in an Iron Man match, disqualifications count against you. And, you know, it looked like Seth Rollins was on his way to winning. But no, because of the interference and everything, it left Seth Rollins a little winded. So again, you could say Dolph Ziggler won because of help from the outside. Which brings me to last night's match. Supposed to be a tag team. Seth Rollins was told, find yourself a partner, and you can have your match against Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. But no, Constable Corbin, being the little stooge that he is, complains to Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon says, no, let's make it a handicap match. And once again, Seth Rollins just can't catch a break because he's got to deal with 2 people. And it's hard enough dealing with the superstar, the stature of Dolph Ziggler by yourself as it is. But when you add someone like Drew McIntyre in the mix, it just makes it even more impossible to pull out a victory. But we'll see what happens at SummerSlam when Seth Rollins gets another opportunity at Dolph Ziggler to regain the Intercontinental Championship. My 4th point on tonight's video, I am actually really looking forward to SummerSlam, as I always do. SummerSlam is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. And so far, this year's SummerSlam is going to be no different. Got a lot of high-profile matches so far. Still got to go and look and see what we got on tap on the SmackDown side of things. But that'll come at a later time. One of the matches that I'm really looking forward to seeing is the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And maybe if Roman Reigns can pull this one off, hopefully it will put to rest this rivalry between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and put it to rest once and for all. Because Monday Night Raw needs to have its champion week in and week out. Because what's the point in having a main card's champion that's not going to show up? And there's a lot of people out there that don't like Roman Reigns and stuff, my wife being one. But the thing you can't deny is that Roman Reigns shows up. He's there week in, week out. He puts in his effort in every match that he has, whether you like him, whether you hate him. He puts on a good show. And that's one of the big things I like about Roman Reigns, is the effort that he puts for the fans, because he puts the fans first, because that's just the way things have got to be. And that's just something that you're not going to get out of someone like Brock Lesnar, who's only there for the money. And now, let's go to my final point, the main event match of last night's show. My girl, Ronda Rousey, making her Monday Night Raw in-ring debut against a proven superstar in Alicia Fox, who you really got to say who really is a little crazy, but you got to have a little crazy, because she actually makes things kind of funny. If you want my personal opinion on that, we won't talk about the pre-match antics with Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox. Let's just get on with the match. In my opinion, it was a very entertaining match. Yeah, I wish it could have been a little longer. But, you know, hey, I don't do the time slots and everything, even though my wife would say that it's because Ronda's not skilled enough, setting aside her martial arts background and everything. It was just because of the time period that the match was in as the main event. But there's really just so much more that I could say about Ronda Rousey. I believe she is very skilled, and I am excited to be able to see her on a weekly basis on Monday Night Raw. Looking forward to her match with Alexa Bliss when she gets her second opportunity to become the Raw Women's Champion, which she should already be, had it not been for, as some people like to call her, the goddess, Alexa Bliss. Bleh, can't stand her. I just don't like Alexa Bliss. But anyway, that match should be quite entertaining. There's really not much that you can touch on. I will touch a little bit more on as we grow closer to SummerSlam. But I think right now I'm going to go ahead and close this video.
Like, subscribe.
Go ahead and hit that like button if you like what you saw tonight. Be sure to subscribe to show support for the channel.
Comments.
And leave comments. And I will hit you up next time. My next video hopefully will be tomorrow, after I've had a chance to catch up on what's going on the SmackDown side of the SummerSlam pay-per-view coming up. So y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you guys later.